Welcome to Comic and Screen. My name is Sam Otten. With me is Jason Book, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Superman Rebirth series that's ongoing from DC Comics. This is coming out twice a month, so I've been really enjoying that pace, getting more Superman stories come in and not having to wait as long for, the next installment in the story. And what we're going to do here is just talk a little bit about what we think has been good about the Superman Rebirth era thus far, what they're doing in the Superman title, and then we're going to talk specifically about Superman issue 7 and then Superman issue 8 that just came out with a tribute story to Darwin Cook. My first reactions to Superman Rebirth, we got the, pre-Flashpoint Superman back into the universe, which I'm fine either way. I just like having good Superman stories. And it has been interesting to see the dynamics of the family man. So Superman is married to Lois. They have actually a child named Jonathan. So it's been cool to see that dynamic of Superman protecting his son, them having the family bonds, but Superman needing to go do his heroics. And it's also been cool having the Eradicator around because several of the Rebirth Superman books have been bringing back characters from the Return of Superman. So they kind of did a Death of Superman at the end of the New 52 to kill off the New 52 Superman. And then since then they've brought back the Eradicator and they've brought back Doomsday. We have Steel around. Cyborg Superman is coming up in another book. So it's been cool to see that era bringing back some throwbacks. And we have, a new team. So we've got Tomasi, we've had Doug Mankey, we've had Jorge Jimenez and Patrick Gleason. So what do you make of the Superman Rebirth stuff overall and those creators who are working on it?
Well, the best kind of compliment I could give it is I can't wait to get the next issue when it comes out. And I haven't felt that way about a Superman book in a long time.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, we were talking about a lot before how we thought the New 52 one near the end had so much potential, but just didn't deliver. This one's been great. So much so that even the costume design at first I didn't love, but then when I see certain artists drawing it, I think it looks great. I like what they're doing storytelling wise. Tomasi has come a long way as a writer. I mean, he was never bad or anything, but he just didn't do anything to really blow me away before with the characters he's written. And I think he's really found his stride here with Superman. The art with especially Mankey and Gleason, they're just doing some amazing stuff. And as you said, they're changing up a bit, having this element of Superman having a kid, Lois having kind of different, identities. They kind of exist under, and just these things that make, like I said before we started recording, give it a fresh coat of paint for the Superman mythos, and that is something that's really needed when a character's been around this long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It is exciting to look forward to the next Superman issue, and then to only have to wait 2 weeks is cool too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the art has been really nice. So like issue 7, issue 8, the most recent ones, they had different artists, but both of them looked really solid, had great panels, great, color by the coloring artists as well. Good layouts. I love it when the layout is working together with the story, and then you have also good art inside the panels. It's all kind of clicking. That's just fun to read when it's hitting like that.
Totally. And 7 and 8 both have something in common. There'll be another part to the part of issue 8, but they both kind of stand on their own. They're not involved in big crossovers, any big events that are going on at DC.
Yeah.
And we were saying this before, Superman needed to get back to that because the best Batman stuff we were reading, that Snyder was doing wasn't involved always in a lot of big crossovers or anything. It was just self-contained in the book, do it well within the book itself, and people will want to keep reading it. And you see that happening.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the story with the Eradicator is a nice standalone story. And in Action Comics, there's a couple of things that touch on it, but they're independent of each other, and you can just read them and enjoy them for the story that they are.
Right.
Yeah, and seeing Jonathan's development has been fun. They've been giving each of the main characters, they've been giving them something important or some kind of development or action in each issue. So that's always, that's good. That's part of the reason that you look forward to the next issue, because they're moving each of the characters forward, not just like one person, or it's not just one dimensional.
That's right. And then take, for example, an issue like issue 7, where it was kind of a standalone thing and they had it at the fair, and so much of the story was Superman out of costume, but it was still Superman the whole time. And that's how you can tell it's well written and well drawn, because you cared about what was happening. You liked the interactions between the characters. And they even did cool things like, I forgot that Lois has powers too, right? Hearing stuff.
Not this Lois. So the New 52 Lois does.
Oh, okay. I thought it was that she had powers where she could still hear kind of super hearing and things. I guess I was wrong, but it's just they did cool things like that of using Superman's powers, anyways, in those
Yeah.
stories where he knew what was going on, but other people didn't, and things like that, and just playing back and forth on the Superman Clark stuff, and I really enjoyed it.
hmm Yeah, I should say if people are watching this but they haven't actually read number 7, grab that issue, get it physically if you can, because it is a really nice standalone issue, a
Hmm.
very memorable scene at the fair.
Yeah.
With the interactions between the family and Superman, he can't help himself but to do a little bit of Superman stuff.
Yeah, it's totally well done. And like those are the kind of things that like they need more of in the movies and the TV shows and things with these characters because it doesn't always have to be 8 million things going on or buildings exploding and stuff to really capture the essence of these characters.
Right. And I would say too, if people have a friend or a child or a nephew or niece who you want to maybe introduce them to a little bit of Superman comics, number 7 would be a nice one to just slip to them and say, hey, check this out.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
So number 8 is very different. So number 8, they're working on Jonathan's science project, and all of a sudden it whisks them away, like all the way across somewhere, and then they end up in this kind of remnant of a World War II battle on like a deserted island or remote island, and so they're seeing the remains of people that look like they were from World War II era. So what'd you make of this issue overall? Just the art or the story, and what this is setting up for a two-parter?
I loved it because I did hear that it was kind of a tribute to Darwin Cook because they're using these elements of things he did in New Frontier and books like that with the losers and this dinosaur island and stuff. So it made me want to pick it up anyways because I wasn't going to get it that day. And then I'll grab it. But I would have read it eventually anyways. But it just was something a little extra to make me want to pick it up. Really didn't expect them to be doing something like this after that last issue, which made it even more appealing to me.
Right.
The artwork and the storytelling was amazing. It took like a Silver Age kind of comic idea that can be really silly, but with a modern kind of sensibility to the storytelling. And I like that it's like one of those comics where not tons is happening, but they're already playing up how the relationship is with Clark and his son, and that he can't fly and things like that, and then having the dinosaurs in there and things like that. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I pretty quickly realized they were doing some throwback stuff from earlier eras, but kind of bringing them into the modern time. So I could go with the flow there.
Yeah.
Maybe they had one too many people getting swallowed. That's kind of they had like a double or a triple beat on that.
Yeah.
But overall, it was good, and the art looked so good that it was definitely a joy to read it. And I'm very curious. They also do a good job of just setting up the mystery of kind of what was it that happened with these guys. So I'm very curious in the next issue.
Yeah, totally. And the art worked well with it. As we said, the storytelling. And, Superman's kid could have the potential to be like a really annoying little sidekick type character, but he wasn't at all. They really played up how he's, protective of him and, how he wants to kind of show up for his dad and things like that. And it's kind of a different element to the Superman character. It almost reminds me of the way George Reeves was in the Superman show, where he was really friendly to little kids, and they played with that aspect of it. And Superman having a kid around all the time, you can do those kind of things.
Right. Yeah, very cool. So it's nice to see a little bit of momentum here with the Superman book. And if people are interested in more Superman, I am also enjoying the Action Comics book as well. I'm figuring out what's going on with this new Clark Kent. And you got Lex Luthor kind of playing more of a role in the Action Comics title. So that one's good as well. But, if you can only pick up one Superman book, probably go with Superman itself.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm just glad we kind of have what we wanted for a while, which was that Superman to be at a high level, like we always saw the Batman books that we enjoyed that way. And it's been a long time coming, so I'm really glad that we're getting that.
Yeah, I just had to get JR off onto All-Star Batman or somewhere else.
Yeah, well, I think, you know what, though? It's the right writer and it's the right artist. It's the right everything here. It's working well. And I hope they stick around for a while.